Martin. I am Trayvon Martin. We are Trayvon Martin. I am Trayvon Martin. We are Trayvon Martin. I am Trayvon Martin. We are Trayvon Martin. You 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 are Trayvon Martin. We 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 are Trayvon Martin. 2012.
Y'all made it to any of the Three Strikes meetings?
Say what?
Y'all made it to any of the Three Strikes meetings?
We are Trayvon Martin. I am Trayvon Martin.
Y'all have to stay home?
We are Trayvon Martin. I am Trayvon Martin. We are Trayvon Martin.
Stay house.
I am Trayvon Martin.
That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all missed it. We could have used you with the banner.
I am Trayvon Martin. We are Trayvon Martin. 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 I am Trayvon Martin. We are no justice, no peace, no racist police. 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 No justice. What do we want now? What do we want? Justice. What do we want now?
Say that I consider this as a modern day Emmett Till case. This is truly a modern day Emmett Till. And I think that it's excellent that we have so many people of so many different races, so many cultural backgrounds out here to fight and just vocalize and talk about these differences in this country. Because so many people just don't even want to recognize that there is so much difference in this country. And we really need to recognize that this is still
Homeowner, business owner, resident, I am Trayvon Martin. We've all been very angry about what we saw and what we're hearing as it's coming out, but I wanted to take action. I didn't know what to do, so I want to say thank you to the women from Harvard University who stood up and stood out and put this event together. Thank you. That study found that 70% of the police forces in the state of Massachusetts were guilty of racial profiling. And what the unfortunate part about that study, nothing was done from it. It's been sitting on the internet. Any of you all, you want to go to blackstonian.com, you can look it up and look at the report. But we're planning a rally at the State House. The next time we gather, we're going to gather in front of the Golden Dome, not too far from here. So make sure you stay tuned, keep your eyes peeled on Facebook. We're going to make sure we bring our fight to the people who make the decisions that affect us the most. All right, so keep doing what you're doing. I love you all. I love the women from Harvard for putting this together. Let's continue to fight and continue to struggle. You're making history. You're a part of history.
All right, y'all, that's my partner, Cornell Mills, as he said, from Roxbury, as I am. We both helped organize Occupy the Hood, Boston. You might have saw a similar gathering like this in Roxbury. See a lot of familiar faces out here, people that you tend to see at things when things like this are happening. Now, I see a lot of people with the slope. Here you go. Do I look suspicious? Do I look suspicious, y'all? No! Wrong answer. Yes, I look suspicious. That's the point. That's the point. And not just look suspicious in a sweatshirt and jeans and Timbs, but we can look right here, right across this yard to find it does not matter. You could be a black man. You could be a distinguished professor at Harvard and still deal with the same crap. Matter of fact, you could be two distinguished professors from Harvard who have to deal with the same mess. Right? We know about that, right? So I'm here. I've heard some people touch on it, but I want you to know that black men are under attack in America. As the man said, Malcolm X said, anywhere south of Canada, you down south. And I'm going to say from Boston to Compton, from Canada to Texas, black men are under attack in America. Now, that's not harsh to say. That's not extreme. That's not radical. That's logic. It can be evidentiated, my words, you know what I'm saying? There is evidence that can document these facts. All right? So all we have to do is think a little bit. In my organizational stuff, most often I deal with cases of police brutality. But now, not even a sworn officer who is in his duty has a gun and a badge. But now you can just pin an old tin badge out of the bubblegum machine and deputize yourself and call yourself a captain of a neighborhood watch, and you could gun down an innocent, unarmed black man in this America. We live in a conflicted and contradictory America. Now, what I'm going to tell you this. When we look at these cases all across the country, let's use the example of police brutality. How many times have we heard the young black man get shot by the police? He has, keys, or a lighter in his hand, or a can of iced tea, or whatever, right? And this happens all the time. How many of y'all, and I've spoken with a lot of black officers who I work with throughout the state and throughout the country, many of whom have been on the force for 30 and 40 years. I defy you, has anyone ever heard of a case of black officers mistakenly shooting a young white boy? Has there ever been a case where a young Irish kid was suspected of being in an Irish gang? Italian kid suspected of being involved in the mafia? No. It only happens to black and Latino men in America. And it's condoned. People called for the head of Michael Vick for what he did to a dog. But here in this country, you will find that the righteous are outraged, but the government does not have a capacity to deal with the loss of life of black men because our lives have been that devalued, that cheap. It don't matter. Ones of us who get attention, we get attention for the wrong things. Rappers like Jay-Z and Lil Wayne, or ballers like LeBron and whatnot. But day-to-day black males are not looked at with respect. They are not looked at that they could be capable. So here I am dressed like this, jeans and Timbs and a dickie and a sweatshirt, and it could be impossible. I couldn't possibly know how to use a computer, or for that matter, take one apart and put it back together. Because clearly, by the way I look, I am labeled. And I am labeled as less than, I am labeled as less than and not worth it. And this country was built on racism and white supremacy. That's right. Most of us in the revolutionary community, from talking about black nationalism and working with other people, I can tell you that there will never be justice on stolen land. I like to flip the script on things. So when we talk about stuff like this, somebody said, well, what if it was reversed? You can apply that to almost every situation. Look at the immigration debate. How did white people get here? But Mexico, you should go back. Honduras, you should go back. Haiti, you should go back. And I say, I agree, every immigrant should go back where they came from. And in the true sense of America, right, and white privilege, I say white people should go first. And when we look at the ridiculousness and the hypocrisy that happens even in a system with a black president, and they act as if they gave us a black president, and now we should just be happy and shut up. We got a black director of the Department of Justice who in one of his first speeches talked about COINTELPRO and J. Edgar Hoover and how the government had moved against black men and black women and revolutionaries who were working to better this country and to get equality and justice. And the FBI government, the law enforcement agency, broke the law in the name of enforcing the law. Eric Holder said that. So now he got a contradiction. So why ain't them people out of jail yet? So why ain't them people out of jail yet? If we realize that they were put there on trumped up charges, then why ain't they out? And when we ask these questions about contradictions, we say, why ain't Zimmerman in?
Right.
If I shot a dog in the street, I would be in the jail now. You break a window, get in the car. What's that crazy actor just threw the cell phone through the window from a reporter? Russell Brand or something? Where they take him? Jail.
Right.
Broke a window. But kill a black man? I don't know. We got to figure it out. We don't know what the appropriate steps are to take. I don't know. Just give us a little time. We got to figure it out. And I say time is up. This country is headed for major rebellion. And if it truly says that it is about what it says it's about, American dream and peace and liberty and justice and the pursuit of happiness and all that, they better find a way to fix this problem. Because they would rather talk with the talkers than fight with the fighters. Because what's coming down next, as we've seen in cities like LA, as happened right here in Boston, do we think that all of a sudden all across countries in America, or cities in America, in Miami, Chicago, Philly, New York, LA, Chicago, here in Boston, over in Connecticut, in New York, and other, you think people are at their breaking point? How much is too much? When is enough enough? We need to have a list of 100 black men who are dead. Oh, we got that. Black men who are dying by the police's hand. Black men who are now dying at the hands of civilians. You got dragons like James Byrd and no other group. Black men particularly. There is no other group that has dealt with what we've dealt with. From 5,000 lynchings. And people want to say lynchings is over. No. Have y'all heard the name of Brandon McClellan?
Right.
Lynched. In modern times, not 1955 Mississippi, modern times. So we got to really, say that name again? Raynard Johnson. We got to remember these things and really peep to what's happening. This is not some distant reality. We're talking about from back in the day, the civil rights movement and the black power movement, and we act like this is ancient history and black and white pictures. No, this is what's happening right now. And if we don't wake up, if you can't get off of your PlayStation for a minute, if you can't get off of Facebook for a minute, unless you're doing something good like these sisters did, instead of passing around a new video or the joke of the day or something, we got to use these tools that we have, because if those people were able to do what they did back in the day that have us right here, right now, without it, what can we do with it? And this is a beautiful testament. These sisters who organized this in a few days, and look at what you got here. So now I'm going to leave y'all with what the action is, all right? What we going to do.
Right.
As my brother told you, there's a bill right now in the Senate, all right? And this is Senate Bill 661. They should have just called it 666 and kept it real. All right? This was entered by, let me get the exact information here. Senate Bill 661, an act relative to the common defense, petitioned by Stephen M. Brewer, who's a representative. Ooh. So what we're doing, that's right, boo, hiss if you like. Just don't throw tomatoes at me. What we're going to do is we're going to get with the sisters here. So I want all of y'all to make sure, what's the group? Somebody tell me the group name that you've established on Facebook. Not the event, but the group name. Boston for Justice. Everybody here, go on to Facebook, get on Boston for Justice. Can we all do that? Say yeah. Yeah. All right? So by tonight, how many people are here? 700, 800, 900? So by tonight, I want to see that many Facebook friends liking this thing. Because that's where we're going to pike out the information. What? Twitter. And follow Boston for Justice on Twitter. So Twitter and Facebook, Boston for Justice, all right? And I will send the information there as soon as we organize. And the next time we gather like this, we'll be at the State House, not only in front of the State House just making noise, but we're going to go in the building and make a difference and let these representatives and senators know we don't want no bill like that in Massachusetts. Take that idea back wherever the heck they got it from. Not here. Not while we alive and breathing.
Hey man, don't forget PJ from
So I'm gonna leave y'all with a lot of that. Oh, he talking about DJ Henry. He told me.
Don't forget PJ.
Okay, bam. You happy? All right. So when we have these cases like this, right here in Massachusetts, people related to or coming through, violent crime, black on black crime, it's all a shame. And what we have to do is use our collective energy so that this is not just a one-time event, a one-off, a runoff. We got to stay linked so that the next time something similar happens, an issue of criminal justice, an act of violence in the street, another situation like this, God forbid, we're already linked and we can share the information and our numbers only multiply each time. We don't die, we multiply, right? All right, I'm going to leave y'all with that. My name's Jamal Crawford, Occupy the Hood, Boston, Blackstonian, Blackstonians.com. Stay in tune with that. And my man Cornell Mills. Peace and power. Emmett Martin. Emmett Martin. All right, y'all, I'm out.